Before doctors, before hospitals, before medicine, every person who has ever lived began the same way. A baby, a mother, a moment of danger and hope, repeated for hundreds of thousands of years. But stop and think about this for a second. You are here because a long, unbroken line of women survived one of the most dangerous things a human body can do. Not once, again and again, without doctors, without painkillers, without a single machine. So how did they do it? Today, birth happens in clean rooms. There are lights, monitors, trained hands ready to help. If something goes wrong, help is seconds away. Now erase all of that. No building, no medicine, no emergency plan. Just a body, a forest, or a cave, and the people nearby. This is where our story begins. To understand ancient birth, we have to understand something strange about our own bodies. Human birth is hard, harder than it is for almost any other animal. A baby horse can stand within hours. A baby monkey can cling to its mother and pull itself up to feed. But a human baby is born soft, weak, and completely helpless. Why? For a long time, scientists pointed to one idea. When our ancestors began walking upright, the shape of the hips changed. At the same time, human brains grew larger. That meant a big-headed baby had to pass through a narrow space. Researchers called this the obstetrical dilemma, a tight fit between the baby and the body. For years, this was the standard answer. But here's something important. Today, scientists are not so sure. Some researchers now argue that the picture is more complicated. They believe difficult birth may also be shaped by diet, lifestyle, and how we give birth, not just our ancient shape. The honest truth is that this is still being studied. We do not fully know. But one thing is clear. There is something unusual about human birth. In many animals, the mother gives birth alone. A monkey will often hide, deliver quietly, and lift her own baby to her chest. Humans do the opposite. When a human gives birth, the baby usually turns inside the body and comes out facing away from the mother. This makes it very hard for her to safely guide the baby out by herself without risking the baby's neck. So instead of hiding, ancient humans likely did something different. They reached for each other. This is one of the most touching ideas in human science. Some researchers believe that humans evolved to give birth together, that having help during birth wasn't a luxury, it may have been a need. They even have a name for it, obligate midwifery, a fancy way of saying we're a species that helps each other be born. Picture it, a woman deep in labor. Around her, not strangers, but the people she knows. Older women who have done this before. Hands that have caught babies many times. Voices that stay calm when she is afraid. We don't know their exact words. We can't hear the songs they may have sung or the things they whispered. But across almost every human culture ever studied, birth is not a lonely act. It is surrounded by others. That pattern is so common, so widespread, that many scientists think it is very, very old. Now think about the fear. A woman in labor thousands of years ago would not have known what we know. No scans, no way to be sure the baby was healthy, no promise that she would survive. And sometimes she didn't. In Siberia, near a great lake, archaeologists found a grave that is about 7,700 years old. Inside was a young mother, and with her the tiny bones of twins. She had died, bringing them into the world. It is a quiet, heartbreaking discovery, a single moment of loss frozen in the earth for thousands of years. It reminds us that birth was not gentle history. It was real, it was risky, and every survival was a small miracle. Pregnancy itself was its own long journey. There were no tests to confirm it. A woman would have learned she was pregnant the slow, ancient way, by watching her own body change over weeks and months. She still had to live, to walk, to gather food, to keep moving with her group while carrying new life inside her. And humans seemed to care about this for a long time. Across Europe and Asia, people carved small figures of women, rounded, full-bodied, sometimes appearing pregnant. We call them Venus figurines, and some are over 20,000 years old. We don't know exactly what they meant. Maybe they were symbols of fertility. Maybe they were carried for protection. Maybe they were simply important. But their existence tells us something. Pregnancy mattered. It was worth carving, worth keeping,
worth remembering. Then came farming. When humans began to settle and grow food, families grew larger. Some studies suggest women in early farming villages may have had 8 to 10 children in a lifetime. More births, more risk, more moments at the edge of life and death. Birth shaped human society in ways we rarely notice. The need for help may have pulled people closer together. The care for mothers and babies may have rewarded patience, memory, and kindness. Some scientists even wonder if this deep need to help each other helped shape the human mind itself. Think about what that means. The way we hold each other in hard moments, the instinct to gather around someone who is suffering, the urge to say, "I'm here, you're not alone." Some of that may be older than language, older than cities, older than any story we know. It may be as old as birth itself. So how did ancient humans handle pregnancy and childbirth? Not with tools we would recognize, not with safety we would trust, but with the one thing humans have always had: each other. A woman in pain and hands reaching to help, a new life arriving into a circle of waiting faces, fear and hope tangled together in the oldest human moment there is. You are the result of that moment repeated countless times, stretching back further than memory. Every person you have ever met began as a small, fragile life, carried and delivered by someone who risked everything. We don't know their names, we never will, but they are the reason you are here. And maybe that's worth sitting with for a moment. The next time you see a newborn, remember the long, silent line behind it. Thousands of mothers, thousands of helpers, thousands of nights of fear and courage, all of it leading to one quiet, ordinary miracle: a first breath.